everybody. I'm Rebecca from Thieving Otter Farm,
And I'm Leo with Southern Biophiliac Urban Farm.
and we are two chicks Coturnix bringing you the scoop
Not the poop.
on Coturnix quail. That never gets old.
No.
I hear that some of our followers are, chiming in with that now too when they listen to
Yeah,
us.
I've seen it. I love it.
So today we're going to give you a short little video on vent sexing. This is super important for newbies to learn if they have a male quail or a female quail. So let's start. I guess we should probably talk about the difference between feather sexing and vent sexing. So,
Definitely.
yeah, Leah, do you want to give your 2 cents on that?
Well, there's, most of the wild type patterns can easily be feather sexed, but there's a lot of patterns in Coturnix that cannot. Plus, when you're brand new, it's just not always that easy.
Hmm. Yeah, and there are some varieties of quail, like say Italian. The females have speckled breasts and the males have a plain breast, and it's pretty easy to tell male from female. But then you get to two copies of that gene, and you have Manchurian, and then it's hard because the females, the speckled breast goes away, and they have a breast that looks pretty much like the males. And I know quite a few female Manchurians have accidentally gotten put in a bachelor pen. So
Yes, many, many.
it's
And
always good to double check.
yeah, and then there's, some feather patterns that'll actually put speckles on the chest
This is
when they
true.
shouldn't be.
Yes, sparkly is a good one.
Mhm.
I've known quite a few people that have gotten a sparkly with just one copy of the gene, and it puts little flecks on the chest, and then they think, "Oh boy, I've got a girl." Nope.
Yeah.
So, I guess we should, before we get into the nitty-gritty of it, we should probably talk about like what we're going to be looking at. So, one thing that sometimes newbies don't know is that quail only have one little opening in the back. So, we're used to like mammals having a spot where they pee and a spot where they poo, and uh, birds just do it from one spot.
Yep,
So,
all together.
yep. And that opening is called a cloaca. And generally, kind of the common term that we use is vent. So that's why we call it vent sexing. Basically, we're just, flipping the bird upside down and looking at their little opening to see if it's a boy or a girl.
And the important thing to note, like the bird has to be fully sexually mature
Mhm.
to be able to complete this properly.
Absolutely. And not only does it have to be full grown, but it has to, birds live by light. Okay. They have to have a certain number of hours of light per day to trigger their hormones. And if their hormones are not at a proper level, um, you're not going to be able to see the things that we're going to be looking at here in a moment.
Because in like the winter time or when they have low light, their hormones kind of shut down.
Absolutely. So, you want to make sure that your birds are having at least 14 to 16 hours of light and that they're fully mature. So, this is not something you can do on a 4-week-old quail. You have to wait till they're fully grown. So, I usually wait until I start seeing eggs. When you start seeing eggs, then you're probably going to be able to start being able to tell. Sometimes the boys can take a little bit longer to mature. So, it's good to maybe wait a week or two after you start seeing those eggs.
I've had that happen plenty of times.
Yeah, you're fairly certain. Oh, nope. Okay, so I have a little video here to show you what we're looking at for vent sexing a quail. Okay, today we're going to talk about how to vent sex a Coturnix quail. And so this one is a boy. And I'm going to flip him over, and he's going to struggle for a second. So if you look at a boy, look at their vent. They've got a bulbous area, this area right here. And you can even see it from the side. Not a lot of feathers, and it's really poofy. If you look at it, the vent opening is fairly small. It's not as big as you will see in a second on a hen. And the way you can really tell a male from a adult female is if you squeeze it, you're going to get foam. Okay, so that is how you can tell a male. Let me grab a female. So this little girly here, her vent is much wider, fleshier. It's bigger to allow that egg to pass through. And you'll see it almost looks bruised looking around here. It's kind of a bluish purple color. And very obviously there is no foam up here. There's no bulbous area. Just a wide fleshy area for the egg. And that is how you vent sex a Coturnix quail. There we go. And I guess I should note that not all females have that bruised looking area. That can kind of vary with the variety. A lot of times the white varieties, like say an English white, are not going to be as bruised looking. It's not a bruise. It's just, the way the pigment is around that area.
And then that foam you see on the male, that substance just helps the sperm to pass to make it to the oviducts for the eggs.
Yep. They actually just kind of rub their cloacas together and that foam passes to the female. So that's how they mate. All right. Well, there is your beginner level instruction into vent sexing a Coturnix quail. So hopefully you'll feel a little bit more confident about doing that at home.
Definitely.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us.
Please like and subscribe. It helps us out.
Have a great night.